Hello guys and welcome back. This is your boy Darling Football, and today I'm going to be talking pretty much about the latest football transfer news that are available on the transfer market now. And as always guys, I don't want to waste your time. Let's jump into it real quick. Guys, let's start by first talking about the good news that has happened at Barcelona. And I'm pretty sure if you're a Barca fan, you are extremely happy, all because Barcelona have finally been able to register both Dani Olmo as well as VIKTOR, which is extremely good news for the club and the fans as well. In fact, people were like, Barcelona are no more going to be able to register the players, all because they couldn't meet the deadline date, which was 31st of December 2024. But this time around, guys, I am here to confirm to you that Barca have finally registered or the players they were supposed to register on 31st of December 2024. So Barca went to the law court for the first time, which failed. Second time also failed. In fact, they were trying to register under La Liga. It failed. And they also tried to register under REFEF, which is the Real Federación Española de Football. They were also needing La Liga's approval in order for the license to be issued. But guys, that also couldn't happen. So how come Barcelona have finally been able to register all these two players? In fact, all the credits goes to the president of the club, who is Laporte. He really did well because all hopes were lost. And also guys, Kvaratskhelia to PSG from Napoli. The player actually stated this by himself in the last summer transfer, hoping that the player will move smoothly to PSG. But guys, things are not going smoothly as expected, or because there are unnecessary pressure coming from different clubs. In fact, Liverpool as well as Chelsea are the club who have also shown the greatest interest in the player, and they are trying as much as they could to actually change the decision the player has already made, all because the player wants to join PSG by himself, stated in the last summer, just as I said. And looking at the pressure coming, PSG are trying to act fast. In fact, in the last Thursday, they went to Napoli to actually engage in negotiation for this to actually happen. In fact, things didn't go on well as expected, because Napoli are expecting an amount which is 80 million euros. So pretty much, if PSG are able to pay that amount, then obviously they are going to be getting Kvaratskhelia. But guys, they are not going to find it very easy to pay that amount of money, even though they have the money. But do you think the player really worth that amount? So let's see, because there are pressure coming. Napoli have seen that, and therefore they believe that even if PSG are not able to deliver that amount of money, obviously some other club may be able to do, or because a lot of clubs are interested in Kvaratskhelia. And also guys, it is important to mention to you that Manchester City are still pushing in on the deal to sign Abdulkader Kuzanov from Lens. In fact, in the previous video I told you that they are really interested in the player, and they are trying as much as they can to actually purchase the player. And just as I said, Lens are demanding £30 million in order for this move to actually happen. But guys, I am here to mention to you that Manchester City are so determined. They are close to completing the deal in this week. So pretty much guys, for this week this is gonna happen. And when they are done signing Abdulkader Kuzanov, guys, they are heading to Palmeiras for their player called VIKTOR. In fact, they are also interested in the player, but Palmeiras also wants to keep the player. In fact, they actually want the player to stay in the club until they are done playing the Club FIFA World Cup. So pretty much guys, if Manchester City will ever let this one happen, then obviously Palmeiras are going to keep the player until the Club World Cup is done. And of course, they are also demanding an amount of 40 million euros. So if Man City are able to pay that, then obviously this can ever happen in this January transfer window. And also guys, I'm not going to forget to mention to you that Max Aarons is set to join Valencia from Bournemouth. All agreements have been reached between the two parties, and guys, there is an option for a buy. So in case Valencia are interested in signing the player on a permanent deal from the club, then there is an option for that, which worth £7.5 million. That is the amount that can let the permanent deal actually happen. So for now guys, this is almost happening. Of course, this loan deal is ever gonna happen. And also guys, all Manchester United fans are really happy, all because Amad Diallo has signed a new contract for the club. In fact, in the previous video I broke down to you that the player has confirmed that he will sign. Even the agent of the player also confirmed earlier that he is gonna let the player sign, all because he believes that playing for Manchester United by Amad Diallo is the best option he will ever make. And this time around guys, the player has actually signed. The deal is gonna be valid until June 2030. So that is 5-year contract for this amazing player for Manchester United. So that is pretty much it, guys. Jordan Philogene, guys, has also joined Ipswich Town from Aston Villa. In fact, all agreements have been reached, and this time around, guys, the player is going through a medical process just this week. So in case everything works, then obviously the player is going to remain as the new player of Ipswich Town. So don't forget about that. Now, Loris Karius, who was the former goalkeeper of Liverpool as well as Newcastle United, is actually joining Schalke 04 in this week. Of course, all agreements have been reached, and this is going to be a free transfer. So don't forget about that. Again, guys, Napoli are closing in on the deal to sign Philip Billing from Bournemouth. Of course, they are almost letting this happening, or because agreement have been reached, just that it left with signing. So in case they sign, then obviously this is gonna happen. Of course, this is a loan deal, not a permanent deal, so don't forget about that. Again, guys, Juventus are still insisting to sign Ronald Araujo from FC Barcelona. I told you previously that they went in for the player, and this time around, guys, they are making this their top priority, or because they were looking for possibilities to sign Antonio Silva from Benfica, but of course Benfica didn't actually let that happen, or because they want to keep the player. And this time around, guys, just as I said previously, they have made Ronald Araujo their top target. And for this to happen, guys, I told you that the decision mainly depends on Barcelona. It is Barca who will decide to actually let this transfer happen or will not happen. So everything depends in the hands of Barca to actually let Juventus get Ronald Araujo.